Streetlights bleed on the frozen ground. A soft focus blur, not a single sound. Just the rhythm of my boots on the grave, chasing the ghost of a warmer day. My breath hangs like a question mark in the air, a tangled thread of a whispered prayer. Every window holds a life I don't know, a silent independent picture show. Then through the glass a familiar haze, a shelter from these monochrome days. Felt the pull like a half-remembered tune under the pale afternoon moon. The city hums a steady, gentle beat, a quiet warmth on this winter street. Finding comfort in the in-between, a chapter read in a movie scene. In the steam of a cup I see my own face, finding my rhythm, finding my place. Just porcelain and pavement, a delicate art to soothe a sentimental youthful heart. The corner bookstore with its paper scent, a story chosen, a quiet hour spent. The plot unfolds, a truth I understand, a universe held right here in my hand. I see the couples with their fingers laced, a hopeful future carefully traced. It feels like a film I've seen before, knocking softly on a different door. And in the quiet a feeling grows, a silent empathy everybody knows. This search for something real to hold on to in shades of winter, white and blue. The city hums a steady, gentle beat, a quiet warmth on this winter street. Finding comfort in the in-between, a chapter read in a movie scene. In the steam of a cup I see my own face, finding my rhythm, finding my place. Just porcelain and pavement, a delicate art to soothe a sentimental youthful heart. We're all just learning how to be alone together, wild and free, building shelter from the little things, the secret solace that a coffee brings. This isn't sadness, it's just feeling it all, answering reality's quiet call. The city hums a steady, gentle beat, a quiet warmth on this winter street. Finding comfort in the in-between, a chapter read in a movie scene. In the steam of a cup I see my own face, finding my rhythm, finding my place. Just porcelain and pavement, a delicate art to soothe a sentimental youthful heart. Yeah, porcelain and pavement in the winter city's arms, finding my place.
The heat up breathes a steady, quiet sigh. Streetlights bloom and bleed across the sky. Past the bookstore closing, sleeping tight. Just the engines humming the pale white light. Every sleepy neighborhood we pass is a photograph behind the frosted glass. Wiper blades are keeping tempo with my heart, drawing lines between the finish and the start. whole city feels like a work of art, that we're only just beginning to fall apart. Driving on these porcelain roads, frozen in a line, a fragile kind of beautiful, a temporary design. The radio is whispering a song I used to know, just moving with the feeling, with nowhere left to go. This is the space between the words we're scared to say. Chasing taillight constellations fading into gray. There's a thermos full of coffee by my side, a familiar taste where my secrets hide. Saw a poster for a film I'll never see, about a kind of youth that's escaping me. We used to talk for hours in a crowded cafe booth, searching for a version of our own cinematic truth. Wiper blades are keeping tempo with my heart, drawing lines between the finish and the start. This whole city feels like a work of art, we're holding it together as it comes apart. Driving on these porcelain roads, frozen in a line, a fragile kind of beautiful, a temporary design. The radio is whispering a song I used to know, just moving with the feeling, with nowhere left to go. This is the space between the words we're scared to say. Chasing taillight constellations fading into gray. The overpass, it glitters with a coat of silver ice, and for a single moment everything feels precise. Not lonely but alone now in this quiet moving frame, learning how to answer to the sound of my own name. Driving on these porcelain roads, frozen in a line, a fragile kind of beautiful, this uncertain design. The radio is whispering a song that feels like home, a quiet sense of comfort in the miles I have to roam. This is the space where I can finally let it be. Chasing taillight constellations for only me to see. Just the engines hum, the fading city glow, on a porcelain road, nowhere left to go.
The pavement's painted silver with the frost. Every breath I take a tiny ghost. I trace the outline of a world I've lost, or maybe one that hasn't found me yet. Push the door against the bitter wind, a little bell announces where I've been. The scent of coffee and of paper thin, a quiet promise I can just forget. The low hum of a conversation near, a whisper secret I can almost hear, erasing all the static and the fear. Just for a moment everything is clear. Oh, this winter city symphony we play in steamed up glasses, watching days turn gray. Find a little warmth along the way, a folk song melody with a house beat sway. We're writing stories that the frost will keep, while all the busy avenues are fast asleep. Yeah, this feeling's comfortable and deep. myself and all the people there, living chapters in the city air. We share a silence, it's a fragile art, connecting strangers standing worlds apart. You feel the rhythm of another's heart, a quiet place to make a brand new start. The barista's smile, a practice, gentle grace, a fleeting picture in this crowded space. I'm finding comfort in the hurried pace, a small reflection in a stranger's face. Oh, this winter city symphony we play in steamed up glasses, watching days turn gray. We find a little warmth along the way, a folk song melody with a house beat sway. We're writing stories that the frost will keep, while all the busy avenues are fast asleep. Yeah, this feeling's comfortable and deep. Are we all just searching for a sign, a borrowed feeling perfectly designed in the pages of a book, a lyric line, a moment's empathy that feels like mine? The beat drops softly like the falling snow, a quiet pulse that only we can know. Oh, this winter city symphony we play in steamed up glasses, watching days turn gray. We find a little warmth along the way, a folk song melody with a house beat sway. We're writing stories that the frost will keep, while all the busy avenues are fast asleep. Yeah, this feeling's comfortable and deep. Steam on the glass, the city fades, just the soft beat till morning raids.
The streetlights blur behind a veil of steam, tracing patterns on the window glass, a waking dream. Another page turned in a book that's not my own. In this small cafe, I'm perfectly alone. The espresso machine is sighing out a beat to the shuffling of 100 tired feet. And I remember conversations, quiet and low, sharing earbuds, watching the first flakes of snow. You said the city has a language we could learn, a silent promise at every single turn. Oh, the winter air is sharp against my face, a bittersweet and beautiful empty space. We were living in the scenes of indie films we'd find, leaving little pieces of our youth behind. Just a memory in the cold and hazy light, a melody for this quiet city night. The corner bookstore's faded yellow sign flickers on and off a broken, hopeful line. I walk the streets we used to call our map and guide, where every alley had a secret left to hide. Now the posters on the walls are new and bright, fading out the ghosts of last year's fading light. And I remember whispered plans and futures we would draw, finding comfort in each perfect tiny flaw. You said we'd find our own small stage, our own front row, in this sprawling place place where nobody would know. Oh, the winter air is sharp against my face, a bittersweet and beautiful empty space. We were living in the scenes of indie films we'd find, leaving little pieces of our youth behind. Just a memory in the cold and hazy light, a melody for this quiet city night. Maybe empathy is just a borrowed book, a chapter that you live, a second look at all the feelings that you thought were only yours. Behind these steamed up windows and closing doors, we're all just trying to find a little heat, a rhythm for our own unsteady feet. And the winter air is sharp against my face, a bittersweet and beautiful familiar space. We're still living in the scenes of indie films we find, trying to make peace with the youth we left behind. It's more than memory in the cold and hazy light, it's the soundtrack to this quiet city night. Yeah, the soundtrack to this city night. A quiet comfort in the light, borrowed books and cold, cold air, fading out without a care.
Pavements wearing a coat of gray, steam from my lips just fades away. Streetlights shiver a hazy gleam, living out an indie film scene. Push the door to a corner cafe, amber warmth steals the cold away. Watching strangers trace the glass with their eyes, each one holding their own silent goodbyes. We're all just searching for a reason why, underneath this porcelain sky. Softly, a work of art. Flipping pages in a second-hand store, stories I haven't lived before. The scent of paper, a quiet hum, waiting for a sign to come. Down the alley where the posters are peeling, there's a beautiful feeling, seeing lovers share a single pair of gloves, little mercies, little paper crane loves. We're all just hoping that it is enough when the city pavement gets rough. Oh, we're living on borrowed light, from a window in the middle of the night, finding comfort in a stranger's song. City's got a fragile heart, this is where we belong. This winter city's got a fragile heart, beating softly, a work of art. Borrowed light just for a little while, yeah, borrowed light and a hopeful smile. Stepping back into the blue, carrying the warmth with you.
Streetlights paint the pavement in a watercolor haze, breathing out a silver cloud in this winter maze. Found that little cafe with the crooked painted sign. You said their coffee tasted like a fading shoreline. I traced the rim of my cup, a half-forgotten art, trying to remember how you mapped my foolish heart. And the vinyl in the corner plays a quiet minor key, a melody you'd hum along to just off pitch for me. Every note's a ghost, a whisper in the air, a story I keep reading in an empty chair. Oh, this is the season of borrowed time and borrowed scarves, of holding on to warmth that wasn't meant to be ours. Just a fleeting comfort in the biting city chill, in a corner of my memory where you are standing still. I walked past the bookstore on that narrow winding lane, saw the poetry collection standing in the rain. The one you read aloud from, your voice a gentle thread, weaving worlds between the lines of everything unsaid. We were living out an indie film, a slow and thoughtful scene, never quite knowing what the final frames would mean. The pages in my memory are starting to turn gray. The words you spoke so clearly start to slowly fade away. Every chapter's ending, every faded photograph, a quiet little tragedy, a silent epitaph. Oh, this is the season of borrowed time and borrowed scars, of holding on to warmth that wasn't meant to be ours. Just a fleeting comfort in the biting city chill, in a corner of my memory where you are standing still. Maybe youth is just a collection of these moments, sharp and bright, like street festival embers glowing in the fading light. We were just two silhouettes against a sky of slate, learning empathy too early, learning comfort far too late. 'Cause this is the season of borrowed time and borrowed scars, pretending that this warmth was always meant to be ours. Just a fleeting comfort in the biting city chill, in a corner of my memory where you are standing still. The paper cup is empty now, the silver cloud is gone. Yeah, the silver cloud is gone. Just a borrowed scarf season, carrying on.
that's losing its time. Someone's old film is playing on a screen, a beautiful story I've never seen. Feels like my own youth, a little bit blurry, caught in a chapter, but what is the hurry? Watching the city move in monochrome grays, trying to find my own reflection, my own space. Every stranger's face holds a novel untold, a quiet kind of empathy, more precious than gold. And oh, this porcelain breath on the glass is a ghost of a word I can't seem to get past. The winter city lullaby, gentle and slow, watching the quiet fragile moments grow, just a feeling I know, a taste on the air, a sight, an understanding we all seem to share. Down a side alley, a bookstore's warm light spills on the sidewalk, a comfort in the night, the scent of old paper, a promise to keep between these covers. My secrets can sleep. I find a dog-eared novel, a page underlined, a thought that feels like it was stolen from my mind. This is the reality, simple and true, finding a piece of me in something new. Watching the city move in monochrome grays, trying to find my own reflection, my own space. Every stranger's face holds a novel untold, a quiet kind of empathy, more precious than gold. And no, this porcelain breath on the glass is a ghost of a word I can't seem to get past. The winter city lullaby, gentle and slow, watching the quiet fragile moments grow, just a feeling I know, a taste on the air, a sight, an understanding we all seem to share. Maybe we're all just drawing pictures in the frost, counting up the little things we haven't lost. That indie band we saw in that tiny club last fall, still echoing softly through it all. And oh, this porcelain breath on the glass is a ghost of a word I can't seem to get past. The winter city lullaby, gentle and slow, watching the quiet fragile moments grow, just a feeling I know, a taste on the air, sight, and understanding we all seem to share. Porcelain breath on the glass, fading so fast, yeah, fading so fast. The air is sharp, a crystal bite outside. Street lights bleed like watercolors on the tide. Through the glass I trace the patterns frost has sketched. A dog-eared page of poetry is stretched open on the table next to barley tea. The city's muffled pulse is all that talks to me, and the lo-fi hum from the shop next door is a rhythm I've heard somewhere before. A memory flickers gentle and slow, a quiet place for feelings to grow. Oh, this porcelain sky's go pale and white, holds the fragile truth we keep inside. Just a simple beat, a coffee-scented room, chasing shadows from the afternoon. We're just living out our own indie film scene, trying to figure out what it all could mean. coffee-scented room, chasing shadows from the afternoon. We're just living out our own indie film scene, trying to figure out what it all could mean. Is this the reality we dreamed about? Full of quiet comfort, full of gentle doubt, finding empathy in a stranger's fleeting glance. It's a bittersweet and melancholy dance. Underneath the porcelain sky, so pale and white, holding all the truths we cannot hide. With a simple beat in a coffee-scented room, let the shadows fade this afternoon. We're just living out our own indie film scene, and that's enough to know what it all can mean. Yeah, that's enough for now. In this winter town, the porcelain sky looks down, looks down.
Fog with borrowed breath, tracing patterns of what's left. A bookstore quiet, a whispered word, the softest story I've ever heard. Steam curls up from this cardboard rim, fills the space where thoughts grow dim. Outside the glass, the hurried pace, but we found time in this little space. And every street map we would fold was a new chapter to be told. A silver sky, a chilly gray, somehow you colored in the day. We're drawing paper cup constellations, connecting dots of shared conversations in the heart of this frozen, sprawling town. We built a kingdom from the ground, just a lo-fi melody, a gentle hum for the two of us until the morning comes. Remember nights in that indie film where the hero's heart was on a whim. We saw ourselves in the flickering light, making sense of wrong and right. The posters peeling on the wall of bands that played before the fall of winter leaves and heavy coats, and all our tiny hopeful notes. And every coffee shop we knew held a different shade of me and you. A silver sky, a chilly gray, somehow you colored in the day. We're drawing paper cut constellations, connecting dots to share conversations in the heart of this frozen, sprawling town. We built a kingdom from the ground, just a lo-fi melody, a gentle hum for the two of us until the morning comes. The cold air makes your senses keen, it clarifies the space between the noise, the rush, the city's ache, and the quiet comfort that we make. It's not a dream, it's just the truth, the messy magic of our youth. We're drawing paper cup constellations, connecting dots of shared conversations in the heart of this frozen, sprawling town. We built a kingdom from the ground, just a lo-fi melody, a gentle hum for the two of us until the morning comes. it's more than enough. Another sip fades out.
Snow falling soft and slow, dust motes dance in amber light, shelves of stories black and white. I was hiding in a poet's rhyme just to pass the frozen time. The scent of paper, old and deep, secrets that the then a soft voice, low and clear, asking for a book I held so dear. You reached out a gentle sign, your world colliding into mine. And oh, it felt like coming home, a quiet song, a whispered poem, in the silence between pages turned. A different kind of warmth I learned. First snow on the page, a brand new start. You wrote your name right on my heart. We talked for hours, lost the track, about indie films we both watched back. The city's hum, a distant sound on that little patch of common ground. Your taste in music just like mine, a strange and beautiful design. And when you laughed, the frost would fade. A simple truth, a choice was made. You pulled your scarf around my neck, a silent promise, a gentle check. And oh, it felt like coming home, a quiet song, a whispered poem, in the silence between pages turned. A different kind of warmth I learned. First snow on the page, a brand new start. You wrote your name right on my heart.
city air was sharp and thin. A coffee shop I settled in. Thumbed through a book of worn out rhymes, just killing lonely winter times. Then you walked past the frosted glass, a moment I had hoped would last. You found a table in the haze, lost in your own thoughtful days. And in the quiet, crowded room, dispelling all the winter gloom, I saw the title you were reading, a silent sudden understanding. It felt like turning winter's first page, stepping out onto a brand new stage. The world outside was cold and gray, but you brought color to my day. A quiet click, a perfect fit, just sitting here and sharing it. This serendipity we found on this familiar hallowed ground. Yeah, 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 I caught your eye, you offered up a smile. We talked about that indie film style, the one that ends without a word, the best sad song I'd ever heard. You knew the chords, I knew the lines, connecting all the subtle signs. Our separate worlds began to blur, a simple, comfortable report. And in the scent of coffee grounds, the softest of unspoken sounds, I knew this wasn't just by chance. It was a shy and hopeful dance. It felt like turning winter's first page, stepping out onto a brand new stage. The world outside was cold and gray, but you brought color to my day. A quiet click, a perfect fit, just sitting here and sharing it. The serendipity we found on this familiar hallowed ground. This isn't some grand sweeping scene, just two souls finding what they mean. In a small corner of the youth we claim, whispering a yet unspoken name. A feeling real, a comfort true, something I recognized in you. And now we're on winter's first page, together on this hopeful stage. The word outside can stay all gray, 'cause you brought color to my day. A quiet click, a perfect fit, just sitting here and sharing it. The serendipity we found on this familiar hallowed ground. The steam fades from the window pane, a gentle rhythm like the rain. Winter's first page, turning slow, now we have somewhere new to go.